everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a really good day. Today is a slightly different video because I want to start not necessarily a series, but just have a few videos on my channel that talks about more of a healthy lifestyle and what I'm doing in my journey to become personally more healthy. It was one of my goals for 2020 to start taking better care of myself. And so this kind of feeds into that. So it's kind of a new type of video. So if you're not used to content like this on this channel, I hope you enjoy it. As you've probably seen from the title, we're going to be talking about how I, as a person who does not like the taste of water, I do not like to just drink water as it is. Where I live, we have very hard water. It's not nice to just drink on its own as it is. So how I, as a person who is like that, get enough water into my body throughout the day and the ways in which I do that. So if you're the sort of person that struggles to keep yourself hydrated or even just remembering to hydrate in the first place, this might be one for you. So my first rule is that whatever I'm drinking has to be primarily water-based, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that as I go along. So I've already said I don't like to drink water on its own. I'm one of those people. So I have to put something in with it in order for me to enjoy it. So as long as water takes up the majority of the drink, then that's what I'm drinking. I do not drink any sort of pop, fizzy drink, soda, that sort of thing. I don't drink alcohol, and I know it doesn't really count because you make it up with water anyway, but I also don't drink coffee. So those few things are off the cards for me. They're not something I drink at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run through generally what my day looks like if I'm having a good day and what I would drink and when. For me, keeping to a particular schedule, even down to what I'm drinking and when I'm drinking it, really does help me to ensure I am getting enough fluids in the day, because I am terrible. I can go all the way through the day and get to sort of 5 o'clock in the afternoon and realise I've not had a drink yet. So I do have to kind of keep on it to ensure that I am drinking enough. So first of all, generally speaking, at the moment, I am getting up at around 6:30 and I'm doing a bit of a workout, whether it's sort of elliptical, bike, or just stretches or an ab routine or something like that. That is what I'm doing first. So I take a glass of squash with me whilst I do that. Now, if you don't know what squash is in the sense that I am talking about, because I'm not sure if it's just a UK thing. Squash is a concentrated fruit juice that you yourself then go to dilute in water. Now, the strength of it itself is actually very low. So despite the fact that it's still considered concentrated, we still do have to dilute it ourselves. So the one I am having at the moment is a Robinson's Fruit and Barley Peach. I usually have the store brand's own because it's cheaper and I actually prefer it. This one's a little bit too rich for me, but I've not been able to get hold of that with the situation as it is. So I've got that, but having a look on the back, it is mainly itself made up of water, and then it's peach juice from concentrate, but that only makes up 10% of it. And this one has no added sugar and is naturally flavoured. So it's not all good. There are some ingredients in there that probably aren't the best, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. It's certainly better than having a soda. So that is what I am putting in water. I take 1 glass with me to do my workout and I drink it throughout my workout. And then about 7:30 when I'm done, I will have another glass and drink that. So at 7:30, I'm now getting myself 2 glasses of a majority water-based drink, which I wasn't doing before. So that's the start of my day, and then immediately after I go on to make a smoothie. Now, I don't keep a lot of fresh fruit in my house because there's only 2 of us, and to be quite honest, my husband doesn't eat a lot in the way of fruit, and so rather than it going bad, I will generally have only 1 or 2 types of fruit in at any one time. So my smoothies aren't very adventurous, they're just 1 or 2 things, or I'll even use a bag of frozen berries and use that to make a smoothie. However, my smoothies I make using just the fruit. I don't add anything else to it other than oat milk. So my choice of milk is oat milk. I do make my own oat milk, but I sometimes use store-bought as well, and I just do the oat milk with some fruit and blend it. And so I will have that sort of a early breakfast, because straight after a workout and that early in the morning, especially if you've just filled your stomach with 2 glasses of, in my case, squash, you're not immediately hungry, which is good for me because then it means I can have my breakfast a little bit later on, and then I don't have early lunch or early dinner and end up feeling really hungry. So my smoothie acts as sort of an early breakfast, and that just works for me. I choose oat milk. You could also use a nut milk because it is made primarily using water. Again, when I make my own, it is just water and oats, and there may be a bit of vanilla extract or some honey to sweeten it up. So again, it is a product that is primarily water based, so I use that in my smoothies, or it's just a drink itself. Then around mid to late morning, I will probably have a cup of tea, usually a herbal tea, which means I don't need to put anything like milk into that. However, if I do have, let's say, an Earl Grey, then I will just put a dash of oat milk in that. But again, to make up tea, it is primarily water you put in there, boiling water. So again, that is a water-based drink. Then it really does start to slow down for me, particularly if I'm focused, if I'm working. I will not remember to drink. So the next time I will probably have a drink will be lunchtime with my lunch, and again that will just be a glass of squash, probably the same one. We don't have many different varieties. Maybe we have a blackcurrant or maybe a cranberry, but generally speaking I just stick to my peach, so I'll have another glass of that at lunchtime, and then we go on to like a mid-afternoon tea again. I'll have another tea, and usually the reason I will have that cup of tea is because I'll need a break from my work, whether it's work or let's say editing. My brain will come to a point where it's like, we need a break, and that's sort of my reminder to myself that I should be drinking something. So I'll go and make another herbal tea. I'll probably take that up to my desk with me and carry on working, but that's how I get my next lot of fluids for the day. And again, I will probably forget to keep drinking after that. I'll get back in the zone, I will be working, and so the next time I'll have a drink will probably be dinner time with my dinner, and again, yes, you guessed it, I will just have another glass of squash, and then that just leaves us into the evening. Now, depending on how I'm feeling, I will probably just have a glass of oat milk as it is. I'm a real big fan of oat milk, I really like it. However, if I'm feeling like a little bit of a treat, I will do myself a hot chocolate. But I am one of those people that primarily makes it with water. I know a lot of people make the whole thing with milk, and to be fair, if I'm using an oat milk, which is mostly water based, there wouldn't be anything wrong with that. But personally, I prefer to make it with water. So I start by putting a couple of scoops of the hot chocolate mix in. I put a dash of oat milk just to cream it and thicken it up. Otherwise, you know, you end up with the lumps. I have to have it smooth. And then I just fill the rest of the way up with boiling water, and that is it. So if I fancy a treat, I will have a hot chocolate. Not very often, but it's something I can do. And if I do that and it all goes to plan and it all goes well, I generally will have had 8 glasses, cups, mugs, whatever you want to call it, of a primarily water-based drink throughout the day. I am not one of these people that can just keep a flask on hand and keep filling it up and drinking it, because I just won't drink it. It will sit there. My brain won't tell me to reach for it and drink it, and if it's not something I enjoy, for example, just plain water, I just won't drink it. So for me, I found a system that works. It's enabling me to get water throughout the day, just in various different ways. That's it from me. Let me know how your drinking habits are, especially if you're the sort of person that struggles to drink consistently throughout the day. As I've already said, I can easily forget and go the majority of the day without even having a drink, and it is very, very unhealthy. So let me know, what are your habits like, or any tips you can give to me about making sure you keep hydrated throughout the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. As always, if you're not following me on Instagram, I will leave that over here. Please go and check that out, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.